Premium für jeden Tag, entwickelt mit Präzision und Eleganz. Jetzt Viren entdecken.
I created all of these ads using just one single product image inside Flova. One product, 3 audiences, 3 different ad directions without rebuilding the entire production process 3 different times. One version is made for TikTok, one is a YouTube commercial, and another is built for a German-speaking audience with a different creative direction for each. And that's exactly where Flova comes in. It's an AI native creative video agent that brings the entire creative workflow into one workspace. It also gives me access to Seedance 2.5 with capabilities like longer video generations and advanced multimodal references, so I can create more complex commercial content from the same workflow. And if you're completely new to this, you don't have to build the whole workflow yourself. Flova has a skill library with pre-built workflows created by professional creators, so you can choose a workflow that already fits the type of content you're trying to create and adapt it to your own project. For this campaign, I'm starting with a product ad skill. Now I start setting up the project document. This is where I give Flova all the context it needs to understand what we're actually creating. I add the brand name, product description, target audience, age group, brand positioning, campaign objective, CTA, platforms, and the deliverables I want to create. For this example, I'm creating a premium reusable water bottle for a lifestyle brand called Viren. The product has a clean, minimalist design and is positioned as a premium everyday bottle for people who want something functional but also stylish. I'm targeting professionals and fitness-focused consumers between 25 and 40 with a modern, premium, and practical brand positioning. For the campaign, I'm creating 3 versions: a TikTok ad, a YouTube commercial, and a German market version, each with its own creative direction. I can also add the actual product image and any visual references I want Flova to work with. So now Flova has the complete context for the campaign before I start generating anything. With the project context ready, I apply the product ad skill I selected earlier. The skill gives me a production framework that I can adapt to this product instead of figuring out the entire creative process from zero. Then I select Seedance 2.5 as my generation model, so now I have the product context, workflow, references, and generation model ready to go. Next, Flova generates the initial storyboard. Instead of randomly generating different scenes, I can see how the commercial is structured before I generate the final shots. I can review the story direction, product presentation, individual shots, and overall pacing. And importantly, I'm still the one making the creative decisions, so I can adjust the storyboard before generating the final visuals. Now I move into canvas mode, where I can see the storyboard, product assets, references, and generated content connected inside the same workspace. This makes it much easier to understand how every shot fits into the overall commercial. If the hook, product presentation, setting, or creative direction doesn't feel right, I can make those changes here before generating the final video. After that, I move into the prompt draft. Here, I can review the actual prompt, model, settings, and product references before generation. For example, I can check whether the water bottle is prominent enough, whether the camera direction matches the concept, and whether the product presentation stays consistent. If something needs to change, I can optimize the prompt before generating the shot. That gives me much more control over the final result instead of generating first and fixing everything afterward. Once everything looks right, I generate the first commercial using Seedance 2.5. One of the advantages here is its ability to generate longer, more complete video sequences, so I can create a fuller advertising sequence instead of relying only on a collection of short clips. And Seedance 2.5 also lets me work with up to 50 multimodal references. That gives me much more control over the product presentation, environment, camera movement, and overall creative direction. Now let's look at the result. The product remains recognizable, while the overall commercial feels much more polished and cinematic. Now let's say I like the commercial, but there's one specific shot I want to improve. For example, I want to change the camera movement and make it feel more cinematic. Instead of rebuilding the entire advertisement, I can simply select that specific clip and update the prompt. I'll type "change the camera movement" to a slow cinematic push in toward the product. Then I hit generate. Now I can compare the original and revised versions side by side. The first version has the original camera movement, while the second version uses the new cinematic movement I requested. So instead of regenerating the entire commercial, I can make a targeted change to the specific shot that needs attention. This is especially useful when you're working with clients because you can quickly test different creative decisions without rebuilding everything from scratch. Now comes the interesting part. Once I'm happy with the first version, I can create different ads from the same product context. The first version is designed for TikTok. I can use a vertical format, faster pacing, a stronger opening hook, and a direct CTA designed for a social-first audience. The second version is a YouTube commercial. Here, I can use a wider format, slower cinematic pacing, and a more premium product-focused creative direction. And the third version is for a German-speaking audience. But this isn't just about translating the original ad. I can change the language, hook, pacing, creative direction, and CTA to make the version more relevant to that market. So now I can compare the different versions side by side and see how the same product can be adapted for completely different audiences and campaign goals. The core product and brand information stay consistent, while the creative elements that actually need to change can be adapted for each version. Once I'm happy with the different versions, I can assemble the shots into the timeline. From here, I can review the complete sequence, make any final adjustments, and export the finished advertisements. And this is where you can see the full result: the TikTok version, the YouTube commercial, and the German market version, all created from the same original product image and built from the same connected workflow. So now I have the different versions ready for their respective platforms and audiences. And if I really like the workflow I created, I can save it as a Flova skill. This doesn't just save one prompt. It can preserve the production method, including the project structure, storyboard approach, prompt style, reference setup, and creative workflow. Now let's say the same brand launches another product. This time, it's a Viren smartwatch. Instead of rebuilding the entire workflow from scratch, I can create a new project, add the new smartwatch product image and details, select the skill I previously saved, and choose the generation model. Then, I can generate the new campaign using the same production method. The product has changed, but the production workflow is already there, so I can move from a water bottle campaign to a completely different product like a smartwatch without rebuilding the entire creative process every time. And that's where Flova becomes more than just an AI video generator. It gives me a repeatable production workflow that I can reuse across different products and campaigns. If you want to create AI commercials, viral ads, product videos, short films, stories, or social content like the examples you just saw, Flova gives you the tools to build that entire creative process in one workspace. You can start with a single product or idea, develop the story, explore different creative directions, generate your videos, refine individual shots, and turn successful workflows into reusable skills. So instead of jumping between different AI tools every time you want to create something new, you can manage the entire production workflow in one place, giving you more time to focus on the creative decisions that actually matter. Flova plans start at just $20 per month, and Seedance 2.5 generation starts from just 25 cents per second right now. Flova is also running a limited time offer with up to 100% bonus credits, so you can get significantly more generation credits with your plan while the offer is available. The link is in the first line of my description. If you sign up through that link, you can get 100 free credits plus 200 additional credits for every friend you refer. And before you go, Flova is also running a limited time 818 sale with some of their lowest prices of the year. Seedance 2.5 starts at just 2D5 per second, Minimax H3 starts at 2D1 cents per second, and 3.0 starts at just 3 cents per second. Just keep in mind, this is a limited time offer and it's ending soon, so make sure to check it out while it's still available. Thanks for watching.